Are we ready? Okay. Well, good morning. It's another beautiful day in Iowa. The governor is not here this morning. Governor Branstad will be returning tomorrow from his trade mission trip to South Korea and Japan. But this morning, we're here to discuss a great program, and that's the growth of apprenticeships in Iowa and how really they are an important tool in closing our workforce skills gap. Apprenticeships empower Iowans with the skills that they need for the rewarding careers and aid Iowa employers by growing that talent pipeline. And as we travel across the state, it's quite evident that there are great careers out there. We're having a hard time finding employees with the skills that they need to be successful. I'm really pleased to be joined this morning by Jason Shanks of the Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 33, as well as Dwayne Boswell of TMC Transportation. And they're here to help tell Iowa's apprenticeship success story. Work-based learning opportunities, including apprenticeships, equip Iowans with the skills that they need while giving them the opportunity to earn a paycheck and avoid debt. And that's why Governor Branstad signed into law the Iowa Apprenticeship and Job Training Act of 2014, which I am proud to say actually tripled the state funding for registered apprenticeships, taking it from $1 million to $3 million. Apprenticeships truly are a win-win-win, not only for the apprentices, but for the employers and for the state. Apprentices earn a nationally recognized certification, and employers get a pipeline of trained workers that meet their specific needs. Apprenticeships are directly linked to the private sector demand, and they prepare workers again with the skills that can lead to significant increases in their lifetime earnings. For example, in 2013, the average starting wage for an apprentice in Iowa was $15.32 an hour, and the average completion wage was $23.70 per hour. There are also a wide variety of apprenticeships in nearly every industry, from construction to healthcare to information technology to advanced manufacturing, as well as transportation. There's also widespread support for apprenticeships from unions to business trade associations to higher education institutions. And I'm really proud to say that 5 Iowa community colleges have already signed up to be part of the Registered Apprenticeship College Consortium, including DMAC, Iowa Central Community College, Northeast Iowa Community College, Western Tech Iowa Community College, and Hawkeye Community College. These institutions have agreed to award college credits for apprenticeship training, again, setting Iowans up for more future successes. Iowa agencies have worked closely with the U.S. Department of Labor to advance apprenticeships in the state. And I want to say, too, that there are a lot of apprenticeship champions in our state agencies when you look at workforce development as well as economic development and Department of Corrections are all working to be supportive of continuing to grow this program. And the federal government recently has also recognized the great things that Iowa is doing here and has named Iowa's apprenticeship program as a model for other states to watch as a successful model to emulate. Last week, we also had several Iowans who, including Brian Waller, who is the president of the Iowa Technology Association, who participated in the Apprenticeship USA Summit at the White House. We're really proud of the recent growth in both apprentices and the apprenticeship program that we have seen lately. Recent data shows that Iowa is one of the 4 top states in the nation in terms of growth from federal fiscal year 2013 to today. And in just 2 years, active apprentices have grown from 8,200 to 9,700, and active apprenticeship programs have grown from 660 to 750. So we're encouraged by the numbers that show that we are growing our talent pipeline for the future. And another initiative that we're working on is the Future Ready Iowa initiative that we're discussing with the stakeholders across the state that will continue to explore ways to promote work-based learning opportunities like the apprenticeship program. And so now I am pleased to turn it over to Jason for his perspective, and then we'll hear from Dwayne after Jason's done. So Jason?
Perfect, thank you.
My name is Jason Shanks. I'm with the Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 33 Apprenticeship Program. I am the training director. Yesterday, we celebrated our 76th anniversary of apprenticeship. So we've been doing apprenticeships at Local 33 for 76 years. We currently have 284 registered apprentices in our program. I took over as training coordinator in 2011. We had 120. So as you can see by those numbers, we have greatly increased our program. The things about our program that make us proud, it's our future. It's these apprentices that come in that take the place of some of our retirees that are retiring. So it's a constant mix of young ones coming in, learning the trade, going through almost like a mentoring program, working with these journeymen, these foremen, and growing to be the individuals that will teach the next apprentices. Some of the things that we teach in our apprenticeship program, we teach plumbing, HVAC, welding, steam fitting. It is a 5-year apprenticeship program. They have to attend a minimum of 8,000 hours of related instruction and on-the-job training. We have multiple certifications, multiple qualifications. They receive pension plans, health and welfare, no student debt, no student loan debt. So these apprentices come through day one, they get the same benefits that I receive, healthcare day one, go through the apprenticeship program. They don't have a huge student loan debt when they're done. They have a career. Things are very well. We're constantly looking for people to grow. So we expect that number to be even higher next year. We're turning out a class this year of 24 individuals, and we brought in a class of 70. So you can see things are greatly increasing. Things that we key on is safety. Our apprentices take 30-hour OSHA as a first-year apprentice. We want everybody to come home safe at the end of the day. I guess some of the certifications that we're going to talk about: MedGas certification, heavy rigging, foreman training. We have statewide licensing here in Iowa, so all of our apprentices have to have a license to work. And as they turn out to be a journeyman, they have to have a license to do their craft in the field. There's a plumbing license, a hydronics license, an HVACR license, and a mechanical license through the state. All of our apprentices must maintain at least 2 of those 4. CPR, first aid training, the list goes on and on. So we're very proud of our program. Like I said, celebrating 76 years yesterday, we've got the apprenticeship down pat. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. And I have had the opportunity to tour their state-of-the-art facility on Bell Avenue, training facility, and it is very, very nice. And so at this point, I'd like to bring Dwayne to the podium, and he's going to talk about it from your perspective.
Thank you, Governor Reynolds, for this opportunity. The TMC Transportation was founded in 1972 by Harold Annette and is headquartered right here in Des Moines, Iowa. It started out as a small 6-truck operation, has grown into one of the nation's top premier open freight container companies in the nation. We're also the largest employee-owned flatbed company in the country. We provide service to many of the nation's leading manufacturers. One of our greatest challenges, and frankly one of the greatest challenges in the over-the-road trucking industry, is finding enough quality individuals to drive our trucks. It's not everybody that wants to be out a week at a time or more. In the early 1990s, TMC decided that in order to grow, we were going to have to take people directly out of truck driving schools and train them to be professional truck drivers ourselves. A number of years ago, we actually certified that training program through the Department of Labor as an official heavy truck apprenticeship program. The apprenticeship program was also approved by the Veterans Administration, which allows TMC to offer veterans the ability to use their GI Bill education benefits while learning a new trade. Veterans of our nation's military have been a rich source of new drivers for TMC and for the trucking industry in general. They make up over 35% of our employee base at the current time. This program has allowed TMC to grow in a time when there's an expanding market and expanding need with our manufacturers for shipping. TMC currently has over 1,000 drivers enrolled in our heavy truck apprenticeship program, which encompasses the better part of the first 2 years of a new driver's work with us. Over 350 of these people are veterans. These new drivers average over $50,000 during their first year of training. High-level performers during that same year can earn over $70,000. These apprentices are also offered high-quality health benefits, and can eventually become one of our employee owners, receiving shares of the company based on the company's performance. In closing, TMC Transportation is proud of the role that we play in Iowa, and we invite interested Iowans and veterans to join our team. By the way, this week is National Driver Appreciation Week. Trucking companies all over the country are having all kinds of events to honor their drivers. If you see a truck driver, give them your thanks. You wouldn't believe how much it means to them. Thank you, Governor Rouse.
So do I do the honk or do the wave, or what should we do to recognize as we're going by? Come on, and so we'll open it up to questions on this topic. Well, those are just the 5 that have signed up already, but I would just, if it's anything like the CHAMPS program with the Home-Based Iowa Initiative, all of the other community colleges will be looking at a way that they can participate in the program. So those are the 5 that have signed on right now, but my guess would be that many of them will also participate in this. I don't know if it's a match. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, it's used. No, it's you apply for this money through an apprenticeship program. It's used to do updates, help training in your training center. Adding new pieces of equipment, new technologies.
We've actually been doing this since the early 90s, so we have been doing it. We've used some of those grants, but to my knowledge, not this particular one.
I just think I think it's important to note too that there is a significant skills gap in the state of Iowa and across this nation. And we continue to work every day to grow this economy. We need to make sure that we have that talent pipeline in place, not only to meet the jobs of today, but to meet the jobs of the future. So we're looking on a whole host of programs and initiatives on what we can do to continue to build that talent pipeline, starting with transformational education reform, supplemented with the STEM Council Initiative, the Home-Based Iowa Initiative, the Skilled Iowa Initiative, the Future Ready Initiative Future Ready Iowa Initiative that we talked about. And so we're going to continue to look for programs that can help us get that pool that we need to meet the demands, not only of today, but tomorrow. And this is something we should be proud of. We're leading in the nation. As I indicated, we're one of 4 states that they've acknowledged that are a leader in making sure that we meet that need. Since it just was initiated in 14, and so it'll be a standing appropriation moving forward, the $3 million each year. I don't know that, Joyce, but we can find that out for you. Do you know?
I'm Tim Whipple with the Economic Development Authority. We administer the program. Each year, there's a formula that actually allocates all $3 million. And then all $3 million is awarded based on a combination of the number of apprentices in the program and the number of hours associated with training them. And so each applicant to the program gets a proportionate share of the $3 million that is proportionate to their training program size. It's $3 million every year. We always award $3 million. We're in the middle of our first round of funding. We've made the first round of awards, and we've issued all the contracts, and we disperse on a reimbursement basis.
There's a huge demand for it. Do we have enough apprentices? No, we need more apprentices. All of our apprentices are working. Like I said, we have 284 of them, but if we could use 50 more. Everyone who applies gets an interview, go through the process. It's just finding those candidates. We've done some ads on TV. I go and I speak with multiple schools and do career fairs, and we go as a group. I'm with the plumbers and steam fitters. We'll bring the carpenters, the iron workers, the electricians, all the training coordinators get together, and we go to these schools and we do these career fairs trying to find people for our programs. Because I think apprenticeship has been the best kept secret for a long time. If you have a conversation with people about apprenticeships, they know what the word is, but they don't understand the true meaning of an apprenticeship. I think that's been the biggest problem. No, not really. If I'll tell you that the best example I can give you is I went to a career fair where parents were invited, and that is not typically the norm. Once you sit down and you speak with their student and you can speak with the parent or parents and let them know what kind of benefits and let them know what kind of program that we have, chances are 9 times out of 10, that's a better living than what their parents have. Their health care is better health care than what their parents have. Their parents are thinking in their mind, you know, I don't really know if they want to go to college. It's going to cost me X amount of dollars to put them through college. Here they can go, they can learn a trade, something no one can ever take away from them. They're getting paid while they do it. They're getting benefits, earning retirement and health care as they do it. A lot of times the parents will come up to me and say, how late is it too late for me to apply? And this has happened, you know, more so than not. So no, it happens simultaneously. Actually, that's a very good question. In our program, we have what's called helpers. So let's say you're an 18-year-old individual and you're getting out of school and you're interested in the building trades apprenticeship program. You're interested in our apprenticeship program. You would come down, you would apply as a helper. One of our contractors would hire you as a helper. Works twofold. Lets them see what kind of candidate you are. You're going to come to work every day. You're going to show up on time. And it gives that individual a taste of what is a pipe fitter? What is a welder? What is a steam fitter? What do they do? What's a plumber do? As they're getting paid as a helper, they apply for the apprenticeship program. They come through for their interview. If they get selected to be an apprenticeship, to be an apprentice, you're already working for that contractor. Now you get an increase in pay. As soon as you start the apprenticeship program, you start your related training or classroom instruction. So our program, you come to school at a week at a time. We have day school. So they would come just like a normal student would go to high school, 7 to 3:45, Monday through Friday. Once they're done with that training for that week, they go back to work for that contractor for 7 weeks. They come back to school for another week. They do that 6 times a year. So we just started our new class year is this morning. Started this morning, and it'll go till the first week in August. So we have the required $200 a year is what we charge them to help cover some of the costs. Welding rod, books, you name it. If you would, I'd invite anyone that wants to come through our apprenticeship program. I'd gladly give you a tour, but you would see the costs that are involved in it. It's a huge facility. They have classroom training, and then they have labs all downstairs. So they're constantly working on troubleshooting equipment, welding, rigging with cranes, doing all kinds of interesting, cool things. It's a 5-year program. Correct. Well, all of our information and all the other information, it's on a workforce development website. It's on a website called iowaconstructioncareers.com. Lists every apprenticeship program, building trades wise in the state. We have a training center website. It's ua33jatc.org. All the other programs have websites. I don't know why you couldn't find it. I guess we're out there.
What's your graduation and success rate for these people who come into the program and then move on to
We probably lose less than, I would say, 4%.
It's vastly different in the trucking industry. You have lifestyle issues that crop up with us, and frankly, people come after spending a month or more in a truck driving school, getting their Class A CDL. 50% of them will wash out before they make it into their own truck. The front end turnover is high, but once they get on with this, it goes down substantially.
Any other questions? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We have not been in contact with the State Department at this point or with the president, with the administration. Iowa, I think, is known for being welcoming for refugees, and we would hope that they would keep the communication open and transparent and have us be more of a partner in that. I think it's extremely important that we are mindful of Homeland Security and their ability to handle the refugees as they come in while we're protecting Americans. So I think we're known for being opening and welcoming for refugees. We need to keep the communication and the partnership in place. That has not been done in the past, and so we hope that they'll do that, make it moving forward. No, no, we'll continue the conversation. We will hope to have a conversation with the State Department and with the President's office.
What do you think about all the comments about women? What do you think about what he said about Carly Fiorina and the West Black? Is that acceptable to you?
Well, I think I've indicated that personally I don't find that acceptable. I don't find it acceptable in politics. I don't find it acceptable in business. I don't find it acceptable anywhere. The governor and I have worked diligently to talk about treating everybody with respect and dignity. We've worked on the bullying initiative for the last several years. And, there's a lot of serious issues that are facing this country. And I hope that the individuals that are running to lead this country would focus on those issues, that they would focus on ideas and solutions and what needs to happen to really get this country turned around and to get it back on track and to restore our leadership position in the world. And so I'm hoping that that's where the conversation goes. It's not acceptable.
Okay, if he is nominated, are you going to support him?
Well, there's a long time between now and that process. And so what I'm hoping is that candidates will continue to come to Iowa. They'll come here often. They'll meet with Iowans. They'll talk about their solutions. They'll talk about their ideas and why Iowans and the people across this country should elect them to be the next leader of this great nation. And that's what I think needs to happen. I think we've got a long time between now and the election until we select our First in the Nation caucus here in Iowa. But again, I would encourage them to come talk about their ideas and solutions, and let's keep our focus on that. If I will support who the nominee is, we will wait and see how that plays out, and I'm going to continue to encourage our candidates to come to Iowa, to come often, talk about their policies, and it's just like we've done. We set a very ambitious agenda, a goal when we ran for office, and we worked tirelessly every single day to accomplish those goals. But we laid out what our ideas and objectives were to really get Iowa back on track, and that's what I would like to see them do.
What you're hearing in this campaign, do you see some of these comments you're hearing as bullying, will you classify it as bullying?
I don't think they're productive. There's no room for it. There's no place for it. There's nothing to be gained from that. And that's not what I don't believe people want to hear. They want to hear what they think they're going to do, what their solutions are, what's their vision to address $18 trillion in debt. What are they going to do to really jumpstart this stagnant economy? What are they going to do to address the foreign policy and the chaos that's happening around the world? I mean, I have 7 grandchildren. I want to make sure that they have the same opportunities that my children had when they were growing up. When it comes down to it, the closer that it gets to January and to the election, people are going to come in and they're going to really, they're going to want those issues addressed. So it's early, there's a lot going on, but I think the closer we get, you're going to hear them expect answers to those questions. And that's how they're going to base who they're going to vote on. Well, here's what I said too. I said, it helps drive that phony narrative of, like, for instance, the comments on women. war on women, and that's just not what's happening here in Iowa. Women are leading. We have, Senator Ernst, who was the first woman elected to Congress. We have a woman Speaker of the House. We have a woman President of the Senate. We have a woman state auditor. 14 agencies are led by very dynamic, hardworking, articulate women. And so that's not the narrative that we have here in Iowa. And I don't think it does anybody any good to kind of revert it and get back on that discussion, because that's not reflective of what we're seeing. And I think we should be talking about the great strides that we're making here in Iowa, the accomplished women that we have leading this state, and we want to see diversity like that in our government. And so we're going to continue to work with that narrative, because that's what reality, that's what's actually happening in the state of Iowa. Well, you know what? We're so fortunate to be surrounded by just an absolute phenomenal staff that's just very conscientious, very hardworking. We have a very, very small staff, and I don't think you would hear comments like that come from individuals working on this administration. That's not the tone that Governor Branstad has set. He really, he's not a micromanager. He's set a great vision. I talked about policy. I talked about issues. Everybody knows on the staff and throughout the various agencies what those goals are, and they are working tirelessly to make that happen. So I think our focus is on solutions and policies that really grows the economy, gives everybody an opportunity to be successful, make sure that our kids have a world-class education and that they're prepared for the jobs of today and the jobs of tomorrow, and especially prepared to fulfill those jobs right here in the state of Iowa. So that's what we're focused on. That's what we're talking about. And I would hope that they would do the same thing at the national level. It's a tough, hard business. It's a small staff who works tirelessly day in and day out. And they have done a great job, and we've got great talented individuals that are stepping in and will carry on in their absence. So we're excited about the future. We are just getting started, proud of what we've done. We're ready to hit the ground running, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to keep Iowa moving in the right direction. No, you know what? People recognize the talent that we have, and Governor Branstad or myself would never stand in anybody's way to move on and have a great career. We're limited to what we can financially pay this tremendous talent that we have. And so that's always an issue sometimes too, to really maintain great staff. Most of them have been with us since the beginning, and we're so grateful for that. But other people have recognized the talent that we have in this office, and then have reached out to them and made them phenomenal offers that, they have a right to continue on with their career and do other things also. So, and they're not that far away. The great news is all of them are staying in Iowa. So that's what I'm excited about. Well, I was surprised. I have a great amount of respect for Governor Perry. He, longest serving governor in Texas. He's just a great individual. He is just so genuine and down to earth, and he has a great record of doing phenomenal things in the state of Texas. And so it's a big field. He ran the last cycle and he had some hurdles to overcome, but his outreach to veterans and what he's done for growth in the economy in Texas, I think, is to be commended. And so I wish him nothing but the very best, and it's been an honor and a privilege to actually know him and have the opportunity to work with him. Well, there's a lot of candidates in the field. I think it's reflected. People are not happy with what's going on in this country. They want to see change. They want a leader that they know will step in there and make the tough decisions that need to be made. It's not going to be easy. Whoever is elected to be the next president of the United States, but I still think it's early on. They've been very clear. That's what they're looking for. And as we get closer to the election cycle, they're going to want specifics. They're going to want to know where they stand on issues, what their solutions are, what policies are they going to put in place. So it's part of the process. It's just, it's starting sooner and sooner and sooner all the time. So, and that's part of the problem too. It's kind of an ongoing cycle. But people, it's after Labor Day. People will stop paying attention, and I think they'll continue to pay attention. What I have seen people engaged and interested, but the feedback that I get most often, honestly, when I ask people is that they're not going to make a decision yet. They're going to stand back. They're going to watch. They're going to listen. They're going to see what happens over the next several months. They know this is one of the most important elections of their lifetime. And so they're taking it very seriously, and they're going to be very judicious in who they get behind and who they're going to support to be the next leader of this great nation. Thank you.